Welcome, my friends. Today we are going to cut up some fruit. That might sound like a easy task, but honestly I want to show you how I cut up these different fruits. A couple of them you might not have ever cut up before or even eaten, but you can find them at your local grocery store, farmer's market, Aldi, and that kind of places. So there's always more than one way to skin a cat, as we say in the South, where I'm originally from. And so you may do things differently, but I want to share with you what's most effective for me in cutting up several fruits. And then at the end of today's video, I want to show you a trick that I recently learned on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram as well, but I recently learned it there. I tried it and I think it was a success to keep fruit fresh for longer or usable for longer. So thanks for being here today. I'm glad you're here. I'm Miss Katie. I share cozy homemaking with old-fashioned family values. And so if cooking and baking and filling your pantry and just loving your family and your home is right up your alley, then I hope that you will hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell for notifications, and we will walk life together and learn from each other. All right, today I have 4 fruits in front of me. I have avocados. Now, I already do have a video that I made back at the beginning of my YouTube journey in my last farmhouse that I had, and I'll link that video, but also we'll cut those up today. No special tools are needed to cut up these fruits. All right, we have oranges. These are Valencia oranges. When we were traveling in an RV, we visited a family-owned heritage orange grove, a production facility, and we do have a video about that, and I'm going to link that as well. But we're going to cut up oranges in the way that we were told to do that at the facility. The color does not tell you if it's ripe or not on an orange. A green colored orange can be as sweet and ripe as an orange. So just know that was very interesting. Don't shy away from oranges that have just a lot of green. Another thing we learned about oranges when we visited there, that in Florida they give the bad oranges, the rotten oranges, the ones that can't be used in their facility, to the local cow industry. So isn't that weird that cows are eating oranges in Florida? That's just interesting. Then we have mangoes. Of course, some people say mango. These are not native either. I know when I spent a lot of time in Jamaica during my college years, I was down there for mission trips and so forth for months at a time, and I fell in love with mangoes. But I learned down that, they say mango, so that's kind of how I have said it for years, as a mango, but that's only because they say that. Now, the way that you can know that this is ready to eat, and the same with an avocado, you can just, it gives to pressure a little bit. It's not hard as a rock. So this particular one is green. I bought it green. It's starting to turn a little bit, and these will start to, they'll ripen more as they sit on the counter, obviously. So will all the fruits. I do not refrigerate any of these. When I first bring them home, if you want to, you can. Basically, who wants to eat warm cantaloupe? So I do refrigerate that at some point. But back to this. So it gives with pressure. It's not hard as a rock. So actually, even though this is green, it is ready to eat. Okay, the avocados, the way you're going to know they are ready to eat is they kind of give with pressure. Now, I have seen avocados in the store that were rotten inside, and I could tell this, and I'm not a grocer. So, first of all, it's really best if the stem piece is left on. That's a good sign. It's still there. These are gone. And if it's all shriveled at the stem area, you know, that's a bad avocado, or getting bad. But also, if it's, you can just tell. I mean, if it's like got indentions and it's dried up, you can just tell. I mean, I have, like I said, looked at dozens of avocados, more than dozens, hundreds, in stores, and thought, okay, that is not okay. So I don't know what you're going to do with a rotten avocado, so I would not buy one. And then we have cantaloupe. Now here in Ohio, they call this muskmelon. That word is not used in the South. I don't know why they call it that. I thought at one time, I should research, but I thought that an actual muskmelon, I'm going to research this, but was bigger and had bigger grooves. But this right here is exactly what we bought in Tennessee. When we lived there, it has the exact Athena sticker, Southern Sweet brands. I will tell you for sure that these come from like Georgia, Alabama, Florida, down there, mainly Georgia, I think. And so this is what we bought down there and called cantaloupe, and up here they call it a muskmelon. So I don't know. When in Rome, right? And so the way I buy a cantaloupe, I do not, I smell the stem end, and if I can smell a faint scent of cantaloupe, which I can right here, then it is good to buy. You don't buy those tight, hard, can't smell them, a lot of green balls that are, they're just going to be hard as a rock. They're going to be hard as a rock. Sometimes you don't even know what you're getting in a cantaloupe. Have you ever cut one and you said, oh, this one's really sweet? Sometimes it's hard to know, but that's how I buy one. I don't buy one with, obvious blemishes or spots. Now that does have a little bit of a nick, but at the same time, I can tell it's not deep, and I bought these yesterday and cutting them today. So it depends on how long you're going to keep them in your on your counter or in your fridge. Okay, I have a bowl for my compostable scraps. We'll talk about that as we go along, or if you have chickens, we can talk about all that. And then I have my trash can beside me because you don't put citrus in the compost. I have my chef's knife. I have two that I love, and I've had this forever and ever, amen. And this is I don't know how to pronounce it, Zwilling J.A. Hinkels from Germany. It's a 7.5 inch, and that's just to let you know in case you're interested in what I'm using. I've used this, had it for forever. I mean, just forever. But the best kind of knives, I'll just give you this little bonus information. Wasn't planning on, and I am sure there's a word for this, y'all. I'm not all about using the right terms. I just know what I like. And so forgive me if I don't know this right term. Somebody can write it down below. But when the blade extends all the way, you can actually see it with my broken handle, extends all the way through even the handle, that is the best kind of knife. So can I just encourage you to invest money, make an investment. Don't buy cheapo knives. I've had this forever and I use it, I don't know, I mean,
pretty much every day.
Little Miss Homemakers hollering, I use it every day. I mean, she's right. Think of every day and I say every day, sometimes multiple times a day. So think of every day for 25 years. Think of using something that long, even, so, I'm not telling you this to make any money or anything. I don't even know where to tell you to buy it. I just want to encourage you to buy a good knife, y'all. Now, it's the same company. And I think I might have gotten these from Bed Bath & Beyond, but I don't know for sure. Same deal. All my knives go all the way through the handle. So let's do the mango first. And this is one that's been sitting on the counter. I'll just do both of these. This has been sitting on the counter, not refrigerated, and the skin's kind of shriveled, which is not scary. It just means it's starting to dehydrate a little bit. It is not rotten or anything, I can tell. And I buy them, like I said, when I can kind of put pressure on it. So what you want to do, there's going to be a big pit in here, and you're going to want to cut around it. So you're going to make two lateral cuts on either side of the pit. And honestly, you kind of have to guess. So you're looking at half of it, and you go over to the side of that. So let me just demonstrate what I'm talking about. There's half of the mango. You would not be able to cut down the half because of that pit. So I just go over, I don't know, basically that's probably a fourth of the way into the mango, and it just cuts right through. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to go over from that pit, and it just cuts right through. We'll talk about this part here in a minute. Man, it smells so delicious. If you haven't tried these, they are economical and easy to find. I primarily shop at Aldi, so that's why I refer to Aldi. They are not local, so you're not going to find these, you know, from your local farmer, unless you are where they grow these. Now, I want to show you, if you're using a paring knife, but, you know, I typically just take the chef's knife. But the proper way to do it is just to take your paring knife, and you don't kind of cut through the skin there, the flesh. Well, this is the flesh. That's going to be the peeling, the skin peeling. And you just make marks. This is so juicy because it is kind of overripe. But you make how many scores you want to make there. That's probably more than I normally make. And then you would do it kind of crosswise. And then that is your mango. Then you're going to just go over here and just cut these off into your bowl. So you're kind of just shaving them off of the peeling there. You could just serve that on a plate, you know, next to maybe chicken salad. Doesn't that sounds good? Oh my, I'm giving myself ideas. Chicken salad on a bed of lettuce with this mango piece on the side as decoration. And that is not, I mean, it's just basic, but it's delicious. So make your food, you know, look good. People would just throw it away like this, but I try not to waste anything. Now, I take this peeling and just kind of go around like this. I have heard of people who kind of put it in the freezer for a little bit, and then they will put their baby in a high chair. Maybe take the shirt off the baby because it's going to make a mess. And then give it to the baby, not solid frozen because that's going to freeze the baby's hands, but just, you know, when it's cold. And let the baby gnaw on this because it's so good for the baby. And, you know, it's going to be slippery though. But it's so good for them, and they would love this. The nutrition's great, and then the teething. So that's, you know, or you doesn't have to be a baby, an adult. I have gnawed on this before, but the pit is there in my hand. And so basically, just so I don't waste, I also kind of take my knife and my thumb, and I just kind of get everything I can off of there, just because I have never liked to waste food, ever. It's more important now. People are catching on to things I've been doing for a while, and I'm thrilled about that. But lots of us have been doing, I should say it like that. Okay, and so honestly, so there's the pit in my hand. You can't really get more flesh or fruit, edible fruit off of it. But see, I mean, you can't, that's the pit. So there's that. Also, if you have chickens, the chickens love this. You don't, you might want to limit it. You don't want to give chickens more than 10% of their diet in fruits like this, but they love it. So you might think about that. You might hang it from, you know, let it dangle and let them peck at it as kind of like a, you know, playing with their food. But they do love that. So that's okay to give to them. You can throw the peelings in your chicken coop, but there is a like a chemical or a compound, if you will, in the peelings that could make, that some humans could be allergic to. So, you know, it's probably best if you just cut off a piece of, if you don't just give them just the peelings, your chickens, you know, maybe give them the pit to peck on, or a real piece of mango if you've got plenty to share. Probably the safest thing would be to use the paring knife, so I'll do that so I don't scare people. But there you go. I could put that on the plate. Let's taste it. Just fine. Just fine. Not as juicy as the other, but just fine. All right, the next thing we're going to cut is the orange. We were taught in Florida, cut off the edges. No, we're not peeling this first. Okay, and then you're going to cut to the side of the middle, and then you're going to cut down this way, and you're going to turn it and cut down this way. And then you have your wedges, pieces. You can just put it in your mouth and eat it. Yummy. Now, these avocados are not as ripe as I would like, but that's what I have today. And they are going to work, but they are going to be a little bit harder, if you will, than not. So, I have a spoon, and I don't need anything special. Be very careful. Mr. Patient says a dull knife is a dangerous knife. So, as carefully as you can, cut right in the middle of your avocado. Okay. Now, sometimes the seeds are going to be larger, or the pits are going to be larger or smaller, depending on your type. Be very careful as you do this. Please, I caution you. I will not be held liable if you're not careful. So you take the pit, and well, see, it's not coming out because it's because the reason it's not cooperating is because it is not very ripe. But you should be able to just do that. And then just throw it away or grow your own, try to grow your own avocado. But typically the pit will cooperate, but these are, like I just said, oh, okay, why does nothing, okay, I cut that pit right in half. Okay, well, that's not what usually happens, so this is real life, people. Okay, oh, law, mercy. This is real life, because this doesn't ever happen, and of course it did today on the video. Let's show you what's supposed to work, how it's supposed to work. This is how it's supposed to work. Right, and then at this point, you just get your spoon. This is a soup spoon, and you can just go around. Like I said, this is not as ripe as I would like, but there you go. There is your avocado. You do not need any extra tool for this. Now, I will tell you too, I have done this. Kind of score it one way and then turn it, score it the other way, okay? And then you take it out and it's already cut for you if you're just wanting it chopped. Look at that. So there's a couple of different things you can do with the avocado. Or, you know, you can just slice it, chop it, mash it, whatever it is you need to do in your bowl or on your cutting board. And yes, I am adding that right there to the mango. I'll tell you what, I love adding avocado to my fruit salad. Now, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze some orange juice in here so my avocado does not oxidize very quickly. All right, if you had bananas, you would want to do the same so they don't oxidize very quickly. And the last for today is our cantaloupe. Now, my mama, she would just cut it in half, and she would just cut wedges like this and leave the, you know, the peeling on, the rind, I guess. But I don't like it like that. So this is how I do it, and maybe it'll give you an idea. I guess the rind is the green and the outside's the peeling. But I don't get into official terms, so I don't know. All right, now I have rinsed this off so my cutting board is not dirty or anything. So I'm just going to throw that away again. Your chickens would love to peck on that. Put that over here for my chickens. All right, now I have something like you know, with a flat bottom, and I can just go around, and I'm using my knuckles. I showed you this in the pineapple cutting video, using my knuckles just kind of as a guide, kind of bent over like that. And I'm just cutting off the green and the peeling there, the skin, as well as I can without sacrificing any of the fruit. You know, because the green's going to be bitter. You just don't want to eat it. No offense to my mama who cut it like that. That's how she did it, so this is how I do it. I just don't want to have to eat around that. I don't mind eating around the orange peel, but I don't want to. My mama also made melon balls. I think that harkens back to the 70s. I have a melon baller. Mama taught me how to be a homemaker, and you know, honestly, I'm afraid we think we're too busy nowadays to do all the things like make balls out of watermelon and cantaloupe and honeydew. Why? You know, why are we too busy? It makes us wonder. I'm talking to myself. Am I on social media too much? Am I giving my attention to things I shouldn't? And basically that's what I do. Just take off the outer portion, and that is my number one trick, my primary trick with the cantaloupe. And then I just cut it in half. You can either save your seeds or you can, you know, dispose of them. But I just use a spoon to get the seeds out. We don't typically save seeds that came, foods that came from the grocery store. We typically save seeds of things that, you know, a farmer grew or friend or we did. That's just what we do. Now, there's several things I do here. From this point, you can cut however you want. I'm going to continue to show you how I do it, but you could cut, you know, if you wanted to do something like this and have that as a decoration on a plate, you know, alongside your mango slice and your chicken salad or something like that, then feel free to do that. We just want it kind of cut. I'm going to show you two different ways the way to do this. We just want it cut for our fruit salad. So you can go like this and angle your knife with the angle of the cantaloupe. So you do end up basically with a lot of these wedges. So that's an option. But really what I do is I just kind of slice it from this point. And then I just cut it all together. It's not very pretty. But you know, if you're looking for pretty, you can do what I just said with the wedges. Now, this doesn't get you uniform pieces, and it really depends on your ultimate goal, you know. But I'm all about getting as many cuts out of an item as I can at a time. Like potatoes, I'm not going to cut one little strip at a time. I'm going to cut basically the whole potato at a time. It's lovely, lovely. And I'm going to add to it here in a minute. I'm going to embellish it, tell you how I make the fruit salad. But yeah, that is how I do those 4 fruits. I'm going to just juice 2 or 3 of these oranges so that the avocado has plenty of coverage. You could add bananas or grapes to your fruit salad. So one thing I do, because it's very healthy for you, I put flax oil on here. Make sure you have a good quality flax oil, and this has to be refrigerated. But might be an odd thing to you, but it's so delicious. It's such a good a fat. Then I put black sesame seeds. Very interesting. Now, I first learned about these in my Amish bulk food, or not bulk food, but my Amish bent and dent store. And I love these, knowing especially that they're healthy for you. And, you know, you can also use this as an ingredient in your everything bagel seasoning. But it adds such a lovely color. So that's nice. Now, if you want, you can put If you want, you can put a small pinch of salt just to bring out the sweetness. And I'm going to stir it and add another little pinch, especially if you have a lot of cantaloupe, you know. Or you could put watermelon in this. There you go. Mr. Patient likes salt on his watermelon and his cantaloupe. So to add some color, what about some red grapes? So many possibilities with this fruit salad. Or, you know, you could decorate with that, or you can take your mango out, whatever makes you happy. It's your kitchen, your rules. Yummy. Now, let me show you, those of you who would like to see my new tip on, or my new trick to save some fruits. Here is my trick. I learned this on Instagram not long ago. I am on Instagram as Heritage Ways Katie, so you can find me there. I learned this, that you can put lemons in water in a jar and put them in the fridge and they will last longer. And I'm telling you, I've had these about a month. Now, this one got some situations on the top. And I think it's because it was floating and it wasn't immersed. I tried this mason jar top, you know, the weight, but it just went down, you know, well, it kept it a little bit, but over time, the weight shifted and the lemon rose and I wasn't paying attention. So the weight helps a little bit. But just to submerge these in plain water, apparently works. And I'm going to cut into one right now. Now I do notice that the skin is not as rigid or dimpled. It's more smooth. So let's just cut one real quick and see what happens. Because, I mean, they've been in there a while. They smell like a lemon. Now, typically, another tip, I don't think, because this is kind of soft-ish. It's not firm. But rolling it on a counter before you cut it releases the juices. But I'm not going to do that with this one because it's already kind of soft. Oh, look. Perfect in there. Smells like a lemon. It worked. It worked. So I shared that from somebody else's account. I don't remember who, or I'd give credit. On Instagram and my stories, and my friend Pam, hey to Pam, she said it would work with avocados too. So I'm going to try that. Just put them in there. And supposedly, it helps them to keep longer. All right, we're doing a follow-up here. It's been about, I'm gonna say a good 2 weeks. I'm not even sure, but at least 2 and maybe 3 weeks since I put these avocados in the fridge, like we said. Now, I don't know if I should have put them that long. Okay, here's looking at them. This one looks pretty good. Looks like normal. This one looks like it absorbed a lot of the water. My assessment might be that it would be okay to do this if you're gonna, I guess, make salsa or something, I guess. Or avocado, guacamole rather. I'm not sure. I'm kind of a little bit scared to taste this one because I don't know, but I'll taste it for you. I'm not sure what I'm gonna experience. But it definitely keeps them longer in the water, that's for sure. They did not rot, so that is true, that they keep longer in the water. Okay, I don't want to try this without salt. I'm just gonna. All right, I'm gonna try this, and we'll see. It tastes. It's not bad, and it's worth it if you want a way to store them. So it definitely. I mean, it works. I don't think I would use this as my primary method of storing them, but it does work. Now there's this situation, and these seem to absorb the water I really don't want to taste this, but I will. There we go. It's fine. It tastes fine as well. So the consensus is that this works as a way to preserve the avocados. Thank you, my friend Pam, for telling me this. Y'all try it and let me know what you think as well. I'm about to take these kiddos to the library. These are our friends. Somebody might not know who you are. Tell them who you are.
I'm Little Music Man.
Tell them in 2 sentences. Tell them about yourself.
I'm cool.
You're cool. Yeah, that's true. He's a cool dude. And what else?
I'm smart.
You are smart. You are smart. And I like your self-esteem. That's very important. That's very important.
Why is this in here?
Good question. You know why you're smart?
Why?
Because you ask questions. That is to keep the fruit weighted down so it doesn't rise above the water level. So you don't mash it, just set it there.
There's still a tag on
There is a tag, but I'm not worried about that. So I hope you're counting your blessings. I'm counting mine. You are a blessing to me today. And this fella is ready to go to
the library.
So I hope that you will have a great day and tell your friends about Heritage Ways, because we would love to grow the community and share tips and tricks with each other. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You ready then?
Yes.
Okay. I know. It's time to go. So I just dropped them off at the library and I'm going right back to pick them up. But I remembered as I was getting in my car and seeing my mint, oh my, I need to put some mint in this. So I am choosing, hello to my friends Terry and Tanya, I am choosing some mint that they brought me last year. It is lime mint. And I am not going to cut it. It smells good. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just tearing it, because that will prevent it from browning if I just kind of tear it instead of cutting it. Same as with lettuce. If you'll tear it, it won't brown, and the edges won't brown as quickly. And that is going to be good. We can mix that in there with our fruit salad. Plus mint has health benefits as well.